a WikiVidi documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. Charles Barkley. Charles Wade Barkley is an American retired professional basketball player who is currently an analyst on Inside the NBA. Nicknamed Chuck, Sir Charles, and the Round Mound of Rebound, Barkley established himself as one of the National Basketball Association's most dominant power forwards. An All-American center at Auburn, he was drafted as a junior by the Philadelphia 76ers with the 5th pick of the 1984 NBA draft. He was selected to the All-NBA First Team 5 times, the All-NBA Second Team 5 times, and once to the All-NBA Third Team. He earned 11 NBA All-Star Game appearances and was named the All-Star MVP in 1991. In 1993, he was voted the league's most valuable player and during the NBA's 50th anniversary, named one of the 50 greatest players in NBA history. He competed in the 1992 and 1996 Olympic Games, and won 2 gold medals as a member of the United States Dream Team. Barkley is a 2-time inductee into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame, being inducted in 2006 for his individual career, and in 2010 as a member of the Dream Team. Barkley was popular with the fans and media and made the NBA's All-Interview team for his last 13 seasons in the league. He was frequently involved in on- and off-court fights and sometimes stirred national controversy, as in March 1991 when he spat on a young girl while attempting to spit at a heckler, and as in 1993, when he declared that sports figures should not be considered role models. Short for a power forward, Barkley used his strength and aggressiveness to become one of the NBA's most dominant rebounders. He was a versatile player who had the ability to score, create plays, and defend. In 2000, he retired as the 4th player in NBA history to achieve 20,000 points, 10,000 rebounds and 4,000 assists. Since retiring as a player, Barkley has had a successful career as a television NBA analyst. He works with Turner Network Television alongside of Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith, and Ernie Johnson as a studio pundit for its coverage of NBA games and as a spokesman for CDW. In addition, Barkley has written several books and has shown an interest in politics. In October 2008, he announced that he would run for governor of Alabama in 2014, but he changed his mind in 2010. Early life. Barkley was born and raised in Leeds, Alabama, 10 miles outside Birmingham, and attended Leeds High School. As a junior, Barkley stood 5 feet and weighed 220 pounds. He failed to make the varsity team and was named as a reserve. However, during the summer Barkley grew to 6 feet and earned a starting position on the varsity as a senior. He averaged 19.1 points and 17.9 rebounds per game and led his team to a 26-3 record en route to the state semi-finals. Despite his improvement, Barkley garnered no attention from college scouts until the state high school semi-finals, where he scored 26 points against Alabama's most highly recruited player, Bobby Lee Hurt. An assistant to Auburn University's head coach, Sonny Smith, was at the game and reported seeing a fat guy who can play like the wind. Barkley was soon recruited by Smith and majored in business management while attending Auburn University. College. Barkley played collegiate basketball at Auburn for 3 seasons. Although he struggled to control his weight, he excelled as a player and led the SEC in rebounding each year. He became a popular crowd pleaser, exciting the fans with dunks and blocked shots that belied his lack of height and overweight frame. It was not uncommon to see the hefty Barkley grab a defensive rebound and, instead of passing, dribble the entire length of the court and finish at the opposite end with a 2-handed dunk. His physical size and skills ultimately earned him the nickname, the Round Mound of Rebound. During his college career, Barkley played the center position, despite being shorter than the average center. His height, officially listed as, is stated as in his book, I may be wrong, but I doubt it. He became a member of Auburn's All-Century team and still holds the Auburn record for career field goal percentage with 62.6%. He received numerous awards, including Southeastern Conference Player of the Year, 3 All-SEC selections, and 1 second-team All-American selection. Later, Barkley was named the SEC Player of the Decade for the 1980s by the Birmingham Post-Herald. In Barkley's 3-year college career, He averaged 14.8 points on 68.2% field goal shooting, 9.6 rebounds, 1.6 assists and 1.7 blocks per game. In 1984, he made his only appearance in the NCAA tournament and finished with 23 points on 80% field goal shooting, 17 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Auburn retired Barkley's number 34 jersey on March 3, 2001. In 2010, Barkley admitted that he asked for, and had been given, money from sports agents during his career at Auburn. Barkley called the sums he had requested from agents as being chump change, and went on to say, "Why can't an agent lend me some money and I'll pay him back when I graduate?" According to Barkley, he paid back all of the money he had borrowed after signing his first NBA contract. Philadelphia 76ers. Barkley left before his final year at Auburn and made himself eligible for the 1984 NBA draft. He was selected with the 5th pick in the first round by the Philadelphia 76ers, 2 slots after the Chicago Bulls drafted Michael Jordan. He joined a veteran team that included Julius Erving, Moses Malone, and Morris Cheeks, players who took Philadelphia to the 1983 NBA championship. Under the tutelage of Malone, Barkley was able to manage his weight and learn to prepare and condition himself properly for a game. He averaged 14.0 points and 8.6 rebounds per game during the regular season and earned a berth on the All-Rookie team. In the postseason, the Sixers advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals but were defeated in 5 games by the Boston Celtics. As a rookie in the postseason, Barkley averaged 14.9 points and 11.1 rebounds per game. During his second year, Barkley improved his game under the leadership of Moses Malone during the off-season with his workouts. In the process he became the team's leading rebounder and number 2 scorer, averaging 20.0 points and 12.8 rebounds per game. He became the Sixers' starting power forward and helped lead his team into the playoffs, averaging 25.0 points on .578 shooting from the field and 15.8 rebounds per game. Despite his efforts, Philadelphia was defeated 4-3 by the Milwaukee Bucks in the Eastern Conference semifinals. He was named to the All-NBA second team. Before the 1986-87 season, Moses Malone was traded to the Washington Bullets and Barkley began to assume control as the team leader. He earned his first and only rebounding title, averaging 14.6 rebounds per game and also led the league in offensive rebounds with 5.7 per game. He averaged 23.0 points on .594 shooting, earning his first trip to an NBA All-Star game and All-NBA second-team honors for the second straight season. In the playoffs, Barkley averaged 24.6 points and 12.6 rebounds in a losing effort for the second straight year to the Bucks in a 5-game first-round playoff series. The following season, Julius Erving announced his retirement, and Barkley became the Sixers' franchise player. On November 30, 1988, Barkley recorded 41 points, 22 rebounds, 5 assists, and 6 steals to become the first player in NBA history to record a 40-point, 20-rebound, 5-assist and 5-steal performance. Playing in 80 games and getting 300 more minutes than his nearest teammate, Barkley had his most productive season, averaging 28.3 points on .587 shooting and 11.9 rebounds per game. He appeared in his second All-Star game and was named to the All-NBA first team for the first time in his career. His celebrity status as the Sixers franchise player led to his first appearance on the cover of Sports Illustrated. For the first time since the 1974-75 season, however, the 76ers failed to make the playoffs. In the 1988-89 season, Barkley continued to play well, averaging 25.8 points on .579 shooting and 12.5 rebounds per game. He earned his third straight All-Star game appearance and was named to the All-NBA first team for the second straight season. Despite Barkley contributing 27.0 points on .644 shooting, 11.7 rebounds, and 5.3 assists per game, the 76ers were swept in the first round of the playoffs by the New York Knicks. During the 1989-90 season, despite receiving more first-place votes, Barkley finished second in MVP voting behind the Los Angeles Lakers' Magic Johnson. He was named Player of the Year by the Sporting News and Basketball Weekly. He averaged 25.2 points and 11.5 rebounds per game, and a career-high .600 shooting. He was named to the All-NBA First Team for the third consecutive year and earned his fourth All-Star selection. He helped Philadelphia win 53 regular season games, only to lose to the Chicago Bulls in a 5-game Eastern Conference semifinals series. Barkley averaged 24.7 points and 15.5 rebounds in another postseason loss. His exceptional play continued into his seventh season, where he averaged 27.6 points on .570 shooting and 10.1 rebounds per game. His fifth straight All-Star Game appearance proved to be his best yet. He led the East to a 116-114 win over the West with 17 points and 22 rebounds, the most rebounds in an All-Star game since Wilt Chamberlain recorded 22 in 1967. Barkley was presented with Most Valuable Player honors at the All-Star Game and, at the end of the season, named to the All-NBA First Team for the fourth straight year. In the postseason, Philadelphia lost again to Jordan's Chicago Bulls in the Eastern Conference semifinals, with Barkley contributing 24.9 points and 10.5 rebounds per game. The 1991-92 season was Barkley's final year in Philadelphia. In his last season, he wore number 32 instead of his 34 to honor Magic Johnson, who had announced prior to the start of the season that he was HIV positive. Although the 76ers initially retired the number 32 in honor of Billy Cunningham, it was unretired for Barkley to wear. Following Johnson's announcement, Barkley also apologized for having made light of his condition. Responding to concerns that players may contract HIV by contact with Johnson, Barkley stated, "We're just playing basketball. It's not like we're going out to have unprotected sex with Magic." In his final season with the Sixers, averaging 23.1 points on .552 shooting and 11.1 rebounds per game, Barkley earned his sixth straight All-Star appearance and was named to the All-NBA Second Team, his seventh straight appearance on either the first or second team. He ended his 76ers career ranked fourth in team history in total points, third in scoring average, third in rebounds, eighth in assists and second in field goal percentage. He led Philadelphia in rebounding and field goal percentage for 7 consecutive seasons and in scoring for 6 straight years. However, Barkley demanded a trade out of Philadelphia after the Sixers failed to make the postseason. With a 35-47 record, Barkley was initially traded to the Los Angeles Lakers before the end of the season, but the 76ers wound up retracting their deal a few hours later. On July 17, 1992, he was officially traded to the Phoenix Suns in exchange for Jeff Hornacek, Tim Perry, and Andrew Lang. During Barkley's 8 seasons in Philadelphia, he became a household name and was one of the few NBA players to have a figure published by Kenner's starting lineup toy line. He also had his own signature shoe line with Nike. His outspoken and aggressive play, however, resulted in some on-court incidents, notoriously a fight with Detroit Pistons center Bill Laimbeer in 1990, which drew a record total $162,500 fine. Spitting incident. In the 26th of March 1991, during a game in New Jersey, Barkley attempted to spit on a fan that had been heckling with racial slurs. But the result was his spit hitting a little girl. Rod Thorne, the NBA's president of operations at the time, suspended Barkley without pay and fined him $10,000 for spitting and verbally abusing the fan. It became a national story and Barkley was vilified for it. Barkley, however, eventually developed a friendship with the girl and her family. He apologized and, among other things, provided them tickets to future games. Upon retirement, Barkley was later quoted as stating, "In regard to his career, I was fairly controversial, I guess. But I regret only one thing, the spitting incident. But you know what? It taught me a valuable lesson. It taught me that I was getting way too intense during the game. It let me know I wanted to win way too bad. I had to calm down. I wanted to win at all costs. Instead of playing the game the right way and respecting the game, I only thought about winning." Phoenix Suns. The trade to Phoenix in the 1992-93 season went well for both Barkley and the Suns. He averaged 25.6 points on .520 shooting, 12.2 rebounds, and a career-high 5.1 assists per game, leading the Suns to an NBA best 62-20 record. For his efforts, Barkley won the league's Most Valuable Player award, and was selected to play in his 7th straight All-Star game. He became the 3rd player ever to win league MVP honors in the season immediately after being traded, established multiple career highs and led Phoenix to their first NBA Finals appearance since 1976. Despite Barkley's proclamation to Jordan that it was destiny for the Suns to win the title, they were defeated in 6 games by the Chicago Bulls. He averaged 26.6 points and 13.6 rebounds per game during the whole postseason, including 27.3 points, 13.0 rebounds and 5.5 assists per game throughout the championship series. In the 4th game of the finals, Barkley recorded a triple-double after collecting 32 points, 12 rebounds and 10 assists. As a result of severe back pains, Barkley began to speculate that the 1993-94 season would be his last in Phoenix. Playing through the worst injury problems of his career, Barkley managed 21.6 points on .495 shooting and 11.2 rebounds per game. He was selected to his 8th consecutive All-Star game, but did not play because of a torn right quadriceps tendon, and was named to the All-NBA second team. With Barkley fighting injuries, the Suns still managed a 56-26 record and made it to the Western Conference semi-finals. Despite holding a 2-0 lead in the series, the Suns lost in 7 games to the eventual champions, the Houston Rockets, who were led by Hakeem Olajuwon. Despite his injuries, in Game 3 of the first-round playoff series against the Golden State Warriors, Barkley hit 23 of 31 field goal attempts and finished with 56 points, the then 3rd highest total ever in a playoff game. After contemplating retirement in the off-season, Barkley returned for his 11th season and continued to battle injuries. He struggled during the first half of the season, but managed to gradually improve, earning his 9th consecutive appearance in the All-Star game. He averaged 23 points on .486 shooting and 11.1 rebounds per game, while leading the Suns to a 59-23 record. In the postseason, despite having a 3-1 lead in the series, the Suns once again lost to the defending and eventual 2-time champion Rockets in 7 games. Barkley averaged 25.7 points on .500 shooting and 13.4 rebounds per game in the postseason, but was limited in Game 7 of the semi-finals by a leg injury. The 1995-96 season was Barkley's last with the Phoenix Suns. He led the team in scoring, rebounds and steals, averaging 23.3 points on .500 shooting, 11.6 rebounds and a career-high .777 free throw shooting. He earned his 10th appearance in an All-Star game as the top vote-getter among Western Conference players, and posted his 18th career triple-double on November 22. He also became just the 10th player in NBA history to reach 20,000 points and 10,000 rebounds in their career. In the postseason, Barkley averaged 25.5 points and 13.5 rebounds per game in a 4-game first-round playoff loss to the San Antonio Spurs. After the Suns closed out the season with a 41-41 record and a first-round playoff loss, Barkley was traded to Houston in exchange for Sam Cassell, Robert Horry, Mark Bryant, and Chucky Brown. During his career with the Suns, Barkley excelled, earning All-NBA and All-Star honors in each of his 4 seasons. Role model controversy. Throughout his career, Barkley had been arguing that athletes should not be considered role models. He stated, "A million guys can dunk a basketball in jail. Should they be role models?" In 1993, his argument prompted national news when he wrote the text for his "I'm Not a Role Model" Nike commercial. Dan Quayle, the former vice president of the United States, called it a family values message for Barkley's oft-ignored call for parents and teachers to quit looking to him to raise your kids, and instead be role models themselves. Barkley's message sparked a great public debate about the nature of role models. He argued, "I think the media demands that athletes be role models, because there's some jealousy involved. It's as if they say, this is a young black kid playing a game for a living and making all this money, so we're going to make it tough on him. And what they're really doing is telling kids to look up to someone they can't become, because not many people can be like we are. Kids can't be like Michael Jordan. Houston Rockets. The trade to the Houston Rockets in the 1996-97 season was Barkley's last chance at capturing an NBA championship title. He joined a veteran team that included two of the NBA's 50 greatest players, Hakeem Olajuwon and Clyde Drexler. To begin the season, Barkley was suspended for the season opener and fined $5,000 for fighting Charles Oakley during an October 25, 1996 preseason game. After Oakley committed a flagrant foul on Barkley, Barkley responded by shoving Oakley. In his first game with the Houston Rockets, Charles Barkley had a career-high 33 rebounds. He continued to battle injuries throughout the season and played only 53 games, missing 14. Because of a laceration and bruise on his left pelvis, 11 because of the sprained right ankle, and 4 due to suspensions. He became the team's second leading scorer, averaging 19.2 points on .484 shooting. The first time since his rookie year that he averaged below 20 points per game. With Olajuwon taking most of the shots, Barkley focused primarily on rebounding, averaging 13.5 per game, the second best in his career. The Rockets ended the regular season with a 57-25 record and advanced to the Western Conference Finals, where they were defeated in 6 games by the Utah Jazz. Barkley averaged 17.9 points and 12.0 rebounds per game in another postseason loss. The 1997-98 season was another injury-plagued year for Barkley. He averaged 15.2 points on .485 shooting and 11.7 rebounds per game. The Rockets ended the season with a 41-41 record, and were eliminated in 5 games by the Utah Jazz in the first round of the playoffs. Limited by injuries, Barkley played 4 games in the series, and averaged career lows of 9.0 points and 5.3 rebounds in 21.8 minutes per game. During the league lockout-shortened season, Barkley played 42 regular season games and managed 16.1 points on .478 shooting and 12.3 rebounds per game. He became the second player in NBA history, following Wilt Chamberlain, to accumulate 23,000 points, 12,000 rebounds, and 4,000 assists in his career. The Rockets concluded the shortened season with a 31-19 record and advanced to the playoffs. In his last postseason appearance, Barkley averaged 23.5 points on .529 shooting and 13.8 rebounds per game in a first-round playoff loss to the Los Angeles Lakers. He concluded his postseason career averaging 23 points on .513 shooting, 12.9 rebounds, and 3.9 assists per game in 123 games. The 1-9-9-2-0-0 season would be Barkley's final year in the NBA. Initially, Barkley averaged 14.5 points on .477 shooting and 10.5 rebounds per game. Along with Shaquille O'Neal, Barkley was ejected from a November 10, 1999 game against the Los Angeles Lakers. After O'Neal blocked a layup by Barkley, O'Neal shoved Barkley, who then threw the ball at O'Neal. Barkley's season and career seemingly ended prematurely at the age of 36 after rupturing his left quadriceps tendon on December 8, 1999 in Philadelphia, where his career began. Refusing to allow his injury to be the last image of his career, Barkley returned after 4 months for one final game. On April 19, 2000, in a home game against the Vancouver Grizzlies, Barkley scored a memorable basket on an offensive rebound and putback, a common trademark during his career. He accomplished what he set out to do after being activated from the injured list, and walked off the court to a standing ovation. He stated, "I can't explain what tonight meant. I did it for me. I've won and lost a lot of games, but the last memory I had was being carried off the court. I couldn't get over the mental block of being carried off the court. It was important psychologically to walk off the court on my own." After the basket, Barkley immediately retired and concluded his 16-year Hall of Fame career. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?